Welcome back everybody to my channel. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about the doll play therapy technique. So this technique is specially for parents of children who are suffering from emotional distress due to change or transition. So let's move on towards the introduction. So what do you mean by parent adaptive doll play technique? So it was developed by Dr. Gary Landreth. This technique is used for parents of children who are in emotional distress and the parents are helpless, not knowing how to help their children feel better. The children generally react with fear or anxiety to changes or transitions in their life, such as separation, change of school, change of residence, sending to the hostel, etc. The technique has been quite useful to many children in a variety of situations and can be easily taught to parents. So friends, let's begin with our story. Once upon a time, there lived Raj along with his younger sister Tina with his parents in a beautiful house. They were a happy family. One day, Dad did things Mom didn't like. From that day, they started quarreling every day at night. The children crept inside their bedroom and listened to their fights. They got terrified. Tina started to cry. Raj calmed her down and told her, "I'm always there with you. Don't cry." Mother left the house along with both the children. What to do now, Raj? Don't worry, Tina. The children were sad, so mother decided to take them to the counselor. Mom met the counselor. She assured her that she will take care. Mom, bring them to meet the counselor now. So the counselor gave her two dolls. One was of Hansel, other was of Gretel. She told the story of Hansel and asked Mom to tell children similar stories, focusing on disjointed family. As per counselor's suggestion, Mom started telling them encouraging stories, which helped them to build up their confidence. So as we see, this technique, its intended use is that of presenting a child with a verbal explanation as well as with a story. For example, here comes one of the story, the folk tale of Hansel and Gretel. So friends, let's move ahead with the story of Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel lived with their father and stepmother near a large forest. The father loved his children dearly, but the stepmother did not like them at all. The stepmother saw her chance to be rid of the children. "Why don't you send them away in the jungle? We have less food to eat." "I could not do that," said the father, horrified. But the wife was determined, and with a heavy heart, her husband finally agreed. "What shall we do?" he asked his wife one evening. "Soon there will not be a single crumb left in the house and we shall starve." Hansel and Gretel were still awake and they heard every word. Gretel began to cry. "Don't cry," said Hansel. "I'll go and collect some pebbles so that I can leave a trail for us to follow back to the house tomorrow." Without a sound, he made his way downstairs and into the garden. When he had filled his pockets with white pebbles, he crept back to bed. Next morning, Hansel and Gretel were taken into the forest by their father. As they were setting out, Hansel lingered behind to scatter his pebbles. By afternoon, the children were tired from walking. Their father told them to rest, and when they fell asleep, he kissed them gently. Very sadly, he made his way home. They began to follow the silvery trail, and it led them all the way home. They were so happy to see the cottage. "We can't stay here," Mother said, and ordered her husband to leave them next day deeper in the forest. He told his sister that they would find their way back again because he would leave another trail. But this time, to his dismay, that the door was locked. He couldn't go outside to gather his pebbles. In the morning, again their father took them into the forest. They went deeper and deeper into the forest until at last the children could go no further and fell asleep on a mossy bank. When they awoke, their father had gone. "Don't worry, Gretel," said Hansel. "I'm there with you." But alas, the children looked around in despair, wondering which way to go. All night they wandered amongst the trees, searching for the way home. By morning they felt very tired and hungry, and they were still lost. All at once Hansel cried out, "Look! Gretel, a house!" In a clearing was the prettiest house they had ever seen. The walks were made of gingerbread, and the door of milky chocolate. Twisted sticks of golden barley sugar framed treacle toffee windows. On the fluffy marshmallow roof balanced a chimney of licorice. The children were so hungry that they began to pull pieces from the house, stuffing their mouths with delicious sweets. Suddenly the door opened. In the doorway there stood an old woman, beckoning them inside. "As you seem to be hungry, I'll give you something to eat and drink." They ate until there was nothing left. Soon after that, Hansel and Gretel were sinking into featherbed dreams, forgetting all their cares. Gretel awoke to find that Hansel had gone from their bedroom. "Where is my brother?" she asked the old woman anxiously. "Come with me." She took Gretel outside and showed her a large cage. Inside the cage sat Hansel, looking very frightened. "Aha! You didn't guess I was a witch!" "Ha ha 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 ha!" cackled the old woman. "When your brother is fat enough, I shall roast him for my supper. You, little girl, will be my servant." Each day the witch felt Hansel's finger to see if it was growing fatter, but Hansel played a trick on her. He poked a chicken bone through the cage bars instead of his finger. "Make the oven hot enough to roast your brother," she said to Gretel. "I don't know how to," replied Gretel tearfully. "Oh, I suppose I'll have to do it myself then." She opened the oven door to test the heat and leaned inside. Quick as a flash, Gretel pushed the witch right inside the oven and then fastened the door. Gretel ran and opened the door of Hansel's cage, and they hugged each other with relief and happiness. Before leaving the gingerbread house, the children fill their pockets with the witch's jewels. As they opened the door, their father and mother were waiting for them eagerly. "I'll take you home," said the father, so the four of them could live happily together. With the witch's jewels as their fortune, they would never be hungry again. So, friends, in this manner, as per the counselor's suggestion, mother liked the technique of telling stories to her children through dolls, which in turn reduced the emotional distress in both the mother and the children. As well as this therapy helps the parents to tide over any change in child's life. So guys, if you like the video, please share, like and subscribe it. Thank you.